Hi, this is G from Energy Blends, where it's all about the energy. Over the past few months, I've been showing you different recipes for combining crystal energies to make tools for self-empowerment, helping to expand awareness, coping with different stresses. Today's piece is a little different. The other pieces that I've made and describe the energies are available on my website for sale, along with my ebook for downloading a list of recipes for combining different crystal energies. But today's video is all about a piece I'm making for a friend. This is a woman who has recently retired. She's selling her house, she's giving away her possessions, and she's moving out of state to follow a vision quest, a spiritual journey. And so it seemed appropriate for me to make her something that would help enhance that experience to help her find what she's looking for. And I'm using two different stones. This here is an agate concretion. And concretions are very, very unusual. They represent a number of, at least more than one, different minerals that are formed one on top of the other, and the top one collapses on the lower mineral, and then it crystallizes. Crystallization always, to my mind, refers to clarity and understanding. This particular quartz is extremely unusual, and not a lot out there. This is the only one I even have in my stores. I went looking through all of my different quartz pieces, and this is the only in-out or bridge crystal that I could find. I think I have another one, but not nearly as unusual as this one. Usually the bridge or the in-out crystal refers to a situation when a crystal grew within the body of a second one. In this case, you can see that it actually has formed all the way through the crystal as if someone inserted an arrow right through the larger crystal. So this is the way the combination goes. The agate concretion is a journey stone. It helps individuals to access different realities, different universes. It's an extremely calming stone, and there's an overwhelming sense of sincerity with this stone, to use a word that Melody describes it as. I find that there's just a sense of groundedness or clarity or awareness that's very stable. And there's a certain amount of protection with this stone, and I'm not quite sure why there is this protective element. It may have something to do with the calmness aspect of the energies, or perhaps the crystallization that gives heightened clarity and awareness. But there is that protection on a mental, emotional, and physical level. By adding the bridge stone, all right, first of all, we have quartz, and quartz amplifies and it balances energies, and of course there is always that clarifying element. But with this bridge crystal, you have the ability to transition from one reality into another. So you're in the MEST universe, which is the matter, energy, space, and time universe, and then you have an opportunity to kind of bridge and move into a spiritual universe, and then coming back out again. Now this recipe is different from the one that I have in my ebook. That one just speaks about the concretions and how I normally like to add a Herkimer diamond. Now with Herkimer diamonds, they are high energy stones, very accelerative. And when you take a smaller Herkimer and you add it to a larger stone, it will attune itself to the energy of the other stone, and then it will accelerate the vibration of that larger stone. So you have this merging of energies, and the energy becomes so accelerative that it is transported within on a soul level. So I actually sat with a Herkimer diamond with this concretion, and I sat with the bridge piece, and then it occurred to me that the Herkimer wasn't quite where my friend is right now. I think that might be an arrangement that could be very useful in the future, but right now she's just at the beginning of her journey, and this piece seems to be the most appropriate. When I wrap it, of course, I'm going to use silver, and I say of course because silver is a yin metal, meaning the energy is going to be coming in. It's very feminine, and yin, feminine energy, is very communicative. And right now, what my friend is learning to do is to listen and to understand and to dialogue with her inner self, her inner reality, her soul. and where her relationships lay in other realities. So I'm going to start by wrapping the concretion first, and I want to do a very simple kind of like a frame around it, because as you see here, these little swirls that look like different universes, I want to really feature that. I don't want to block that at all. So I have already cut wire in advance, and this is 22 gauge round sterling soft, which is pretty much my go-to wire for just about every piece that I do of average, moderate size. I don't know if that makes any sense, what average is, but generally speaking, this piece, the weight of it, lends itself to this particular gauge. So the idea now is simply to create a frame around all of those points that when I tighten the piece, it will help lock it within the frame of the wrap. I'm actually going to finish wrapping the entire piece, and I'm going to do a separate wrap for that bridge crystal. If it was smaller, like a Herkimer, I would have done it all in one. And I might even do that at a later date to show you how I do that. But right now, I'm really more interested in creating a framework that will allow me to add the other quartz. So as you can see, this is happening relatively easily, which makes me think that, oh, look at that, a little piece came off. That often happens. And I didn't use any pressure at all. It tells me that it doesn't want to be there. It's not part of the wrap. And it may even change a little bit the way the energy is channeled. So right now, I'm going to connect this last size At some point, I will crimp this wire to make sure that this is locked in, and it may turn out that I will need to add extra wire to anchor the other crystal in with this wrap. So this is where I am right now. I also want to make sure that my center of gravity will help me figure out how I will attach these two pieces so that it looks balanced. So this looks like I have satisfied my requirements here. I'm not going to finish this or lock this in. I'm just going to pull it over to the side. And in part 2 of this video, I will wrap the bridge crystal and then attach it to the concretion. Again, this is G from Energy Blends, where it's all about the energy.